Next year, the 911 Targa celebrates its 50th anniversary. Now, you'll notice the car over my right shoulder isn't the original from 1967. That car had a soft back window that would fold down completely, and on the roll hoop, the three gills that have now become synonymous with the Targa design were noticeable by their absence. By the end of the 1960s though, Porsche had settled on a definitive design for its first open-top 911, as seen on this 1974 Porsche 911 Targa from renowned specialist Canford Classics. The folding rear panel made way for a full wraparound rear screen made from a single piece of glass, while the brushed aluminium roll hoop gained 3 vertical slashes above the Targa badge, helping to relieve any pressure differences between the cabin and the outside world. Along with the black fabric roof panel itself, the 911 Targa would retain this basic design all the way through until the end of the 964 generation, by which point the roll bar would be painted black, something that was offered as an option during the 3.2 Carrera era. The purpose of this iconic design was originally twofold. American automotive legislation in the 1960s looked set to ban car manufacturers from making traditional cabriolets. The lack of rollover protection in most open-top cars was worrying US lawmakers, and Porsche had caught wind of these concerns. Realising how lucrative an open-top 911 could be in the American market though, Porsche's engineers came up with a design that utilised a full roll hoop in place of the standard B-pillars. As well as protecting the passengers in the case of a rollover, the hoop had the added benefit of stiffening the 911's body shell once the standard roof was removed. The Targa name was a reference to the Targa Florio road race in Sicily, home to some of Porsche's most famous motorsport victories, while in English the Italian word Targa translated to shield, promoting the protective qualities of this new design. When the 993 Targa was launched in 1996, Porsche finally shelved the roll hoop in favour of a retractable glass roof that slid down behind the rear window. With the rear three-quarter windows from the coupe kept in place, this allowed Porsche to retain the 911's distinctive side profile while creating a similar open-top effect to the original Targa. Despite the extra weight and complexity of the glass roof, Zuffenhausen would stick with this design right through the 996 and 997 generations too. For the 991 Targa though, launched in Gen 1 form back in 2014, Porsche revived the iconic silver roll hoop, albeit with one key modification. Removing the central roof panel was no longer the job of the driver. Instead, at the push of a button, either on the car's centre console or via the key fob, a system of electric motors and actuators lifts the glass rear screen clear of the body and folds the roof panel in 19 seconds. Unlike the cabriolet though, you have to be at a complete standstill for the roof mechanism to be operable. It's an impressive technological solution to a question that perhaps no one was really asking. The system brings with it a huge weight penalty over the 991 coupe too, adding over 100 kilos to the car's curb weight. In Gen 1 form, we found the extra heft dulled the potency of the naturally aspirated 901 engine, even with the extra 50 horsepower found in Targa 4S guise, making the 991 Targa much more of a comfortable cruiser than an out-and-out sports car. With the latest 3-litre turbocharged flat sixes introduced at the tail end of 2015, however, the 991.2 Targa now doesn't lack for pace. The additional torque of the 982 engine range easily overcomes the extra weight of the Targa design. As such, the latest 911 Targa now doesn't feel any less able than its coupe brother. Even on twisting roads, the 991.2 Targa does a respectable job at providing the same dynamic thrills as the 911 coupe, to the point where, with the roof up, you'd often struggle to tell the difference. However, Porsche has still failed to rectify one of the Targa's inherent design flaws. With the roof down, the wind buffeting above 40 miles an hour is deafening. To be fair to the 991, this isn't a modern problem. The 1974 Targa, along with Us for the Drive, has the same issues, although its rasping, naturally aspirated flat six is more able at overcoming the rush of air stalling around the corners of the roll hoop. Top down then, it means the 991.2 Targa is, like all previous roll hoop Targas, still better suited to a life of cruising around. It's hard to dislike it too much for being something of a poser though. Like the classic 911 Targa, the 991.2 is very good at making you feel indescribably cool. Forget the fact it isn't as focused as a hardtop 911. It doesn't really matter. Instead, the 991.2, like most Targas, will likely be remembered as one of the coolest Neunelfers of all time.